501c3. I'm your host, Kim Jones, Executive Director of the Nonprofit Village. We're highlighting nonprofit organizations designated as 501c3 by the IRS for providing a public benefit. Your donations to them are deductible in most cases. Our show is a collaboration between Nonprofit Village and Montgomery Community Media, proudly partnering to bring you information about the excellent nonprofits in Montgomery County. Today, we're featuring the Montgomery Coalition for Adult English Literacy, or MCAEL, a nonprofit designed to support thriving communities and an effective workforce. I'm happy to be talking with MCAEL's Executive Director, Kathy Stevens. Kathy, it's good to have you here.
Thanks, Kim. It's so nice to be on with you, to be able to have this conversation.
Yeah, so we've got a lot to try to get into. MCAEL is the organization, or one of the organizations, that really works to bring a lot of entities together to strengthen the countywide adult English literacy network. And that's what you're doing, is providing the resources to this network. And I've watched you for half a dozen years or so move this organization forward with a lot of passion, a lot of conviction. So I want to start with first, what attracted you to this work in supporting literacy?
It's a great question. Thank you. As you said, MCAEL is the hub of a coalition of over 60 programs that teach English to adults, speakers of other languages. And for me, the attraction was a combination of a couple things. It was a chance to affect the whole community, because language is so crucial to everything that we do in our lives. Language and communication, right? As adults, as people, everything you do from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to sleep, whether it's around your work, your education, your child's education, your health care, all of that is around language. So for me, it was not only that, but the chance to really think in a big way about things that people need and how to support them so that they can achieve their own goals. So it's really an investment in the future is what really attracted me to that. So it was a great opportunity.
Okay, great. So let's now get into really describing that literacy network and what role those 60, you said 60 organizations, right?
A little bit over 60 now, yes.
Yeah, so you're supporting them, they're supporting the actual language, training. What role does everybody play, and how do you keep that coalition together and working kind of like that well-oiled machine, I guess?
Right. We play the role as the hub, and we are set forth by our mission and our bylaws to be the several roles, and we're designated by the county to be a primary funder for about 25 organizations. So we provide literacy grants, community grants. We provide training and resources to all of the organizations, anyone who wants to teach ESOL, free training and resources and support to build quality programs to meet as many people as possible that need or want English classes. So we're the hub.
Okay, so that being the primary source of funding, are you using the donations that people give to MCAEL and then turning those into, or how is that funding working? And what happens when people want to contribute to you?
When people contribute to us, they're really making an investment in an efficient, leveraged system. Because we are a hub and we can leverage funds, we have a 30,000-foot view, so we know where the needs are, and we can deploy any funding that we get from private donors in a way that really uses it so efficiently, and we know where the need is. We know there's need in East County. We know with several groups and ethnicities right now, there's huge need. Because we are the collector of all that data, we can deploy the funds and use them in concert with other funding. So we're really getting a leveraging effect that we can do because we have this role of being a coordinating hub type of system.
Okay, and then likewise, the people in the community will make donations, but how can people get involved also? Because they'll see something about what MCAEL is doing and say, I might be able to help there, what are those different roles that an individual in the community might play?
Well, many times we're out in the community volunteering. So, or different organizations need new instructors, help, teacher assistants, I would call them. That's shifted a little bit now that most classes are, of course, in a Zoom or online environment. But still, we are training new instructors and people want to get involved. And we are developing some new leadership groups so people can really tap in electronically with their close-knit communities to help out.
Okay.
And all of that, yeah.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt. I wanted to get in the number of adults that are trained through the network must be a huge number every year.
Yeah, it is. So in the county, and I'll start with one other piece of data, in the county, self-reported census data shows that there's about 125,000 adults who self-report speaking English less than very well.
Okay.
So we're coming up on a new census count, and that obviously it's really important that we get numbers from that. Of that 120,000, the coalition serves about 15 to 18,000 each year. So still there's a huge gap that we're trying to fill, but thousands and thousands of adult learners take classes and come through our doors, so to speak.
Right. So obviously the network will be broadened, I think, under your leadership, continuing all of this, then you'll be able to look to close that gap a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But 15 to 18,000, it does sound like a fraction of what really is needed. So I think it is important, as you say, to kind of keep the network growing, to keep those people in the community involved, to keep the sources of funding. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so we want to talk a little bit more about the core work of the network and a little bit about your data, but we're going to take a short break. After the break, we're going to find out more about MCAEL's countywide adult English literacy network and how it works. You're watching Studio 501c3 on Montgomery Community Media. Stay with us.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Turning a 20-foot wall into a canvas takes vision. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Welcome back to Studio 501c3. I'm Kim Jones, and with me today is Kathy Stevens, Executive Director of the Montgomery Coalition for Adult English Literacy, or MCAEL, as they're known in their short name. So Kathy, before the break, we were talking a little bit about some of the data. So what are some of the other data pieces that you end up putting together? Because I know you're definitely data-oriented.
Right, we are so data-oriented. And one quick thing I'll say is that we're a coalition for connected community, because we believe that when people have the skills for English, they can connect to whatever resources they need and really be part of the community that they're in. Right. So in terms of data, we collect a lot of data on a macro level. We're very interested not only in kind of the what I would call output data, but also outcomes data. Mm-hmm. So I've said before that the coalition serves, close to 18,000 learners each year. through about 60 programs. There are probably about 1,500 or so instructors out there. Some of them are volunteers, some of them are paid, and they're teaching across the county in different types of programs. Most of the programs are in nonprofits, some are not. And then we're looking at the outcomes because ESOL is a relatively new area, it's maybe 30, 40 years old. There's not an established system. There's not an established system like there is for our secondary school, for our children in the area, not like community colleges. So we are really looking to see how the programs are improving themselves, because when you have a good quality teachers, curriculum, etc., you're more likely to get good quality outcomes. Same as with a secondary education. So we're looking at the outcomes for program improvement. We're giving them resources so that they can develop the components of an excellent ESOL program. But then we also have it set up so they can track some achievement levels of their learners, so that we can say these programs are showing outcomes in how learners are progressing, maybe from a beginner level to an intermediate level, or how many of their learners are getting jobs or moving up in their job, that kind of thing. Because, it's all great to say we serve 17,000 adult learners each year and we train 1,500 instructors. But if you're not sure what your outcomes are from that, then you're really kind of missing the point in terms of what progress have you made.
Yeah, and it's all about, it's about the change. It's about what changed. So so that's a good way to focus on that. Yeah. So I've really had the benefit, I guess, of watching you over the years. I've known you probably for 8 years. I think I've always thought you were kind of a visionary. You're always looking at what is possible. So tell me a little bit, very quickly, we've only got about a minute left. What's on the horizon? What are you dreaming about in terms of leading the organization forward?
Well, the horizon, right, as you know, in 2020 has been a changing horizon. I will say that with our switch to online classes, we were still able to serve over 90%, close to 95% of what we thought we could do.
Okay.
So the trick now is keeping everybody engaged. But I think the horizon is continuing to educate people about how important English is to the success of our whole community, not just someone who says, yeah, I need some help with my English. But if you look at what has happened recently in our communities of color, our immigrant communities, where the death rates have been significantly higher from COVID, you know that there are a variety of factors that go into that, but speaking English and being able to access healthcare, having digital literacy, having access to jobs that maybe are not frontline jobs that can be done from home. My vision is that we really broaden the scope and help more and more adults have access to English classes, because it makes a difference for our whole community.
For everybody, yeah, it does.
Success.
Yeah, and that's what makes a community, is when everybody benefits from everything and everybody is kind of wrapped in together. So, so thank you for sharing that. We have run out of time. I would have liked to have asked you about a success story, but we'll try to get you back another time. So thank you for joining us today. Kathy Stevens is the Executive Director of the Montgomery Coalition for Adult English Literacy, or MCAEL. To find out more about the programs, the resources that they have, and all of the connections, you can go to their website at mcael.org, and then look for another show that provides a window on nonprofits in Montgomery County. I'm Kim Jones from the Nonprofit Village. I'll see you next time on Studio 501c3 on Montgomery Community Media. This episode of Studio 501c3 was sponsored by MBA Growth Partners.